Yeah? This is our town. People live here, people die here. Sometimes it's not too pretty, but everybody's gotta go sometime, yeah? Now when people die, we bury them here, on the hillside in the graveyard. Sometimes it's embarrassing how these people met their match. Yeah. Now poor Mr. Doug MacLean here, oh, he had a terrible time in his life. Doug met his demise here on the back 40 because he didn't listen to his wife, as we now see here.
Back in 1939, I married my bride for the Jean. And 3 years later, she proceeded to bear me 2 wonderful sons, a beautiful daughter. And then came that fateful day, the day I died, when I didn't listen to my beloved Jean as I was inclined to do on many occasions. She said, Douglas, tuck in the tail of that flannel shirt before you go back and work on that back 40. After not listening to her, I didn't tuck my shirt tail in. It proceeded to get sucked right into that cornauger.
Pretty tragic, huh? And now here we have Kyle Mowry. Kyle's not the most moralistic person, I guess you might say. As it says here on his tombstone, this man could eat, drink, and kick and caboodle, but be careful and never leave him with your food on.
I was sitting at home by myself, wondering what to do with myself. I got out my National Geographic and called for my little doggy. My little cute poodle, fuzzy little thing she is. We went out to the barn up in the loft. I showed her pictures of cute little naked animals in the woods in Africa. I looked at naked women with their tits hanging down to their knees. She bit a little too hard, owie owie, and I fell into a hay baler. Guess you could say I went with a smile on my face. Oh.
Kinda makes you wince, doesn't it? Poor Connie Kowalski was our youngest death. Connie, of course, met her demise in a well. Didn't know how to swim, poor thing.
Well, I wasn't very popular in school, and all the kids kind of pointed me a laugh because I was gawky. And the kids go out and they play in the creek and they go skinny dipping. But because I didn't have the forward figure that the other girls had, I just kind of had to hide in the bushes and watch. Well, one morning, Mom said, go out and get some water from the pump. And so, as being that I wasn't very popular in school, I spent a lot of time in my imagination. And I went out and I was pumping the water, and I thought, well, you know, I gotta go skinny dipping. And I started wearing my clothes, taking my clothes off, pumping the water, putting it in the bucket, and all of a sudden, Randy Bailey was the man I loved so much, and I'm watching going swimming in the creek, but he loved dancing the prairie. And I was dreaming about Randy Bailey, and I was skinny dipping with him, playing in the water in the bucket, and all of a sudden I see Randy Bailey walking down the street. And I said, oh my God, it's Randy Bailey, and I put my hand in the bucket. Too long.
Are you done? I remember when she wasn't so verbose. And now we come to poor Curtis Weber. Poor Curtis, well, some call him autistic, some call him retarded. Just called him a big old pain in the ass.
I was the sole son of Mabel and Floyd Weber. I was inbred. In 1942, I was playing in the Victory Garden with my cousin and brothers, which were the same. Mommy, Aunt, and Uncle Dad was
Oh, pathetic little shit that he was. And here we have Teddy. Teddy's not dead yet, but he's hoping to be one day.
My story can't help to live up to the tragedy that you have heard before me. My life has been one steady mirage of boring things happening one after the other, except for the time when the frog jumped on my head and jumped right off again. But I hope and I pray that if I keep farming my land, I will have a tragedy on one of my implements.
We can only hope it happens very soon. Well, that's our town. I hope you like it. Good night now, and welcome next week to Fall Gorilla Anthology.